to another special episode of Into the Stratusphere. Before I have to say that, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good wherever you guys are watching. That is right. Episode 20 is going to be a New Japan Pro Wrestling recap and thoughts episode of the World Tag League, Best of Super Junior 27, and the Super J-Cup that took place this past weekend, y'all. And can't believe episode 20 came a long way. So, yeah, y'all. So before I get into all this mumbo jumbo, I am not alone. So, first up, you may remember him from past episodes of Into the Stratosphere. He is a contributor from NoDQ.com, and he is one of the co-hosts of the podcast called The Sauce. Say hello to the simple man, Noah Foster. Hey, Noah, dope graphic in the background you got there.
Hello there, Cindy. How are you? Congratulations on your milestone with this podcast, 20 episodes. You're still going strong. I am very happy for all your success. And it's great to be here once again with you to discuss all things wrestling.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm forever grateful that it came along the way, despite the fact that there has been some lengthy delays in past episodes, especially the recent one, but it's all good because I know a lot of people are catching up to a big pay-per-view that happened yesterday, not just New Japan, but Impact, AAA Wrestling. You have UFC going on, independent wrestling, even Milano Collection 18 did give you a side. Anyway, Noah, we are not alone because I brought in someone that's also gonna be joining us, especially for the 20th episode. So, y'all, I wanted to gratefully introduce to one of my first ever Bay Area friend that I actually ran into in my third or fourth or fifth APW show back in 2018. He is the co-founder and co-host of City Wrestling Radio. Say hello to Korey Smith. Hey,
hello. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Again, as I want to add to that, congratulations on 20 strong episodes, and here's to 20 more. You know what I mean? Got to keep it going, keep it positive, into the stratosphere. I was going to set up my Trish Stratus poster today, but I didn't have time, but she's here in spirit, so.
Aw, thank you so much, Korey. Really appreciate it a lot. And also, thank you for joining us in this really amazing episode of Into the Stratosphere. Especially, we're going to be recapping a lot about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Forever grateful. And I know I did make an appearance on past episode of City Wrestling Radio. That was long time ago, you know?
Yeah, our special LA edition of City Wrestling Radio, right?
Oh, yeah. Back in 2018, you and I, we were,
War Games.
Yeah, War Games, Survivor Series, GCW.
Yeah, David Arquette getting cut open.
Oh, yeah. By Nick Cage, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you can find it on IWTV, Noah. Especially Marco Stunn's injury, and also meeting Chase Owens. That was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
Bullet Club.
Bob Holly standing scary at his autographs table, you know? He was scared me a little bit, but it's all right.
Yeah, and also Brody King, Ethan Page, and all that. But anyway, enough of this jibber jabber. So before we get into all that, Korey, where can people find you?
Check us out. My podcast is City Wrestling Radio. We are at City Wrestling Radio on Instagram and Facebook, and check us out on Twitter at CWR415.
All righty. And Noah, what are your plugs?
I'm simple. I'm just a fan of wrestling for life. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just look up N Foster 1916. And that's really about it. Stay tuned for more content on NJPW and AEW Spark. It's as simple as that.
Awesome. I'll just put it on my personal social media page. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on my hiatus YouTube channel at simply_C_OK. That's SIMPLY_C_OK. Alrighty. So Korey, quick. We're gonna do a quick rapid question. So Korey, favorite wrestler of all time?
Jeff Hardy on the spot.
Awesome. Favorite match of all time?
I again, the first one that comes to my head is Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker ladder match Monday Night Raw for the undisputed title.
I'm still
Oh,
standing.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
that was a brutal match. I remember watching it years ago. Like, dang. And
Match
Yeah.
earned.
oh yeah, and last question, because this is my show, and you know my gimmick. What's your favorite type of kind of beverage, brand, any kind?
I mean, I would have to say consistently coffee, but I'll say coffee tea. Just to because I have to spill a little tea all the time.
Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. So enough of the rapid fire question. We all get to know Korey even more. So anyway, guys. So let's go ahead and kick things off. But before quick tribute because this is a really sad news. So a couple days ago, as you guys know, that former WWE superstar slash actor Tiny Lister has passed away at the age of 64, I believe. Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
64. And according to it, there has been like rumors about that he's been battling with a COVID-19 symptoms. When I found out about it, it's really saddening because like I remember him watching Friday and also the sequel to Friday. Let's say the next Friday. So
And the president, he played the president in The Fifth Element.
that's right. And he also plays Zeus on No Holds Barred too. So yeah, it's really hard. It's really saddening,
Yeah.
So, and I know Philip did a tribute episode this past Friday of Tiny Lister's career, so it's really sad. Any thoughts, Noah?
Friday. Who else wants Summer Devo? And of course, he drew a lot for SummerSlam, as I learned about him back in late 1989, I believe, one of the biggest draws during that time until, I believe, the late 90s. He definitely left a lot on the entertainment industry, and he will not be forgotten. My prayers and condolences to his family. Rest in peace.
All right. Korey?
Well, besides everything you said, he played Zeus, he played Debo, he played everyone. Little known fact: his favorite football team was the San Francisco 49ers. So he was also a fellow Niners fan, and condolences to his friends, family, and fans. It's a bummer to see a guy who had so much positivity pass away.
That's right. So we here at the Bulletcast and also in the wrestling community that we would like to send our condolences and prayers to the friends, family, loved ones, and colleagues and fan of Tiny Lister. May he rest in peace. Now let's go ahead and shift away from the sadness. I know like every time I'm doing the New Japan recap, there's always a sadness going on, but it's life, especially the year is almost over. Thank God I cannot wait. All right, y'all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off with the first event of the New Japan Pro Wrestling's big weekend event. So that's right. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League / Best of Super Junior 27th finale that just took place on Friday, December 11, 2020 in Nippon Budokan in Tokyo, Japan. And by the way, I'm trying my best to pronounce the location, the venue, and the rest of your first and last name. So please bear with us, y'all.
You're good. All
right.
You're good.
So we got a English commentator, which is Kevin Kelly, Gino Gambino, and Chris Charlton, which we haven't seen him in like a couple months. So thank you, Chris Charlton, and we can hear his translation. So thank God instead of the translation on Twitter. So anyway, let's go ahead and kick things off here. So the opening of the match you have is representing Bullet Club. You have is Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, and the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Taiji Ishimori, versus representing Chaos, Sho, Robbie Eagles, and the 2020 Provisional King of Pro Wrestling trophy holder winner with a long intro, Toru Yano.
Okay, Yano!
Exactly. First of all, why the hell Yano is wearing a freaking GoPro on his head? Like, oh my God, I just can't. Korey, what are your thoughts of this craziness of this match? Because this match is like less than like 7 minutes from what I recall.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one of those standard New Japan Pro Wrestling 6-man tag. They had to get something to get the show started. Yano with the GoPro on his head. I mean, what can I say? The guy's innovative. He had the QR code on the back of a shirt at one point. You know what I mean? He's still getting people to buy his stuff during a match. So the guy's innovative, and I'll give him that. And But hey, it gets us closer to the action, right?
Exactly. I mean, I feel that Yano is like, promoting his own brand. I mean, he has a YouTube channel. He released some sort of a cookbook. He released his merch, especially the QR code, not just on his shirt, but also on his chair that is like posted. And I did use the QR code like when the G1 climax was still going on, and it just directed me to the app featuring all of his stickers too. So yeah, Yano is like pretty much a good entrepreneur to make his brand alike. And besides that, yeah, this match itself is kind of like, your standard less than 5-minute match. Everybody like Robbie Eagles had the short intro and Yano with his long ass more than a minute intro. So yeah, so anyway, it kind of like seems that it's like more of a little bit of a comedic one, especially when you have Yano and Bad Luck Fale facing a war. Yano was trying to attempt not one, but two, trying to do a slam to Fale, but he could not lift him, and that's where Fale did it twice. And so overall, at the end, Bad Luck Fale chased Owens with the Great A launcher, and thus they pick up the victory as well. So Noah, what are your thoughts of this madness going on, and any highlight of it?
This isn't Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. Yano, what are you thinking? You and I talked about briefly. This was supposed to set up who we think is going to challenge him for that KLPW 2020 trophy. We thought it was one person. I think now there's another option to consider after the trophy was smashed. Fun opener, but I think I considered something for Wrestle Kingdom with Bad Luck Fale and Toru Yano. It was your typical opener, but hey, Yano, always entertaining, always headache-inducing.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, we all witnessed what happened after the match. Like, this is not the first time his trophy got destroyed. Fale, Jesus, like that man with the test of strength, despite the fact that he actually lost 235 kilos, according to what Gino Gambino stated during the matchup, he smashed the trophy into pieces. Like, geez, while Chase Owens was holding on to that GoPro.
Yeah.
So it looks like
I wanted to add, Noah said something, this isn't Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. I think it might actually lead to something in the Tokyo Dome. Bad Luck Fale challenging for that trophy, and you're going to see Yano get that Hulk Hogan pop when he eventually slams Bad Luck Fale to the ground.
And body slam contest.
Yano Mania will run wild in 2021.
I believe so, because I thought we're gonna be seeing like a matchup between Yano and Chase Owens. That was like a teaser to it, but I guess it's like they're just gonna be giving it to Fale. It could be either or, like maybe like those King of Pro Wrestling matches. They'll have like a speculation. And remember that one point we had that handicap match, like Okada versus Yujiro Takahashi and Jaido.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so why not have like a handicap match between Yano versus Chase Owens and Fale? I mean, nothing wrong with that, especially it will be like more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll have to find out during the road to the Tokyo Dome, like coming up, which is going to be like a 3-day event this week before they're going on a big break for Wrestle Kingdom. Thank God we need a break. Alrighty, y'all. And I wanted to add that before moving on. You notice that Robbie Eagles did actually have the Philippine flag like hanging behind his pants. The reason why, because like as y'all know, if you saw on his Twitter page, his dad is currently in ICU in the Philippines, battling with an illness that is like COVID-19 related.
Sucks.
However, and especially his sister did set up a GoFundMe, which the goal is already been reached. And his dad is doing okay, but still in recovery. So all the love and positivity goes out to Robbie Eagles and the rest of his family.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match. It's the team of Kazuchika Okada and Hinares versus Empire. Well, not much to say because I skipped this match because, I refuse to watch this match featuring this POS of a person. But at the end, I'll say this. Jeff Cobb with the Tour of the Island to Tanahashi, and he picked up the victory for Empire, especially with Tanahashi working with an injured knee that he sustained during the World Tag League. Noah, your thoughts?
The Empire is powerful. Do not go against us. Supports the Empire, as Greto Khan encourages the message of the Empire. What the bigger message here, though, is what is the state of Tanahashi? Yes, he's on the Wrestle Kingdom banister, but you got to wonder at this point, what match, if any, can he do? You gotta wonder about Tanahashi's future, but Empire looks very strong as we look forward to Okada versus Ospreay. That's really what this match came down to. Building that.
Exactly. It's like a way to like have like more of a storyline build up that's gonna lead up to Wrestle Kingdom. For that, especially like with Jeff Cobb, because he is getting a bigger push that he is getting too, especially the fact that we're gonna be talking about the next match shortly too. And a teaser of like his title, like, you know, a title match that he's gonna be challenging for. Korey, what are your thoughts of this matchup? Do you want anything to add?
Jeff Cobb, like, yeah, he looks amazing. He's looking more amazing by every match he has, and seeing him grow from, you know, the good old days back in APW to now, you know, it's cool to see him just evolve so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like Jeff Cobb, we've seen him like as a babyface and we've seen him as a heel. And I think like, you know, him being part of the Empire unit, this is like his stronger push that he's getting as a heel altogether, especially like during the World Tag League like tournament, like him and Great Khan put out a pretty impressive matchup, especially when Great Khan with that Mongolian chop, like Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully Tanahashi is going to recover from that knee injury, you know, but who knows what's going to be happening next. But
yeah. And further exasperated with that post-chair attack.
Oh, yeah. Like, Jesus. Alrighty, y'all. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match. So this is the next match that is kind of like a rematch again and again and again since that whole big trail happening. Representing LIJ, Shingo Takagi, who is the current never openweight champion, and Sonata versus representing Bullet Club, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil with Dick Togo. So pretty much, this is pretty much a heavy-hitting match. You could tell that, like, Shingo Takagi wasted no time for, like, trying to make a save to Sonata. And, of course, usual Dick Togo, like, being like the distraction to the referee, he actually like choked Sonata outside of the ring, causing Sonata to being like so unconscious, trying to like escape, but you know, Evil was attacking him. Well, that until Shingo Takagi did actually make the save for it too, and then it turns into like a handicap match like throughout. And I feel so bad for Shingo Takagi that he tried his best to like fight up. And my concern about Sonata is he going to be okay, because you know you saw the training staff, the young Lions, was checking in on him to see if he's awake or not too. But no, he ran right away and start attacking Evil like so hard until at the end, Shingo Takagi with the sliding lariat, then the last of the dragon to Yujiro to pick up the victory. And afterwards, Sonata is like beating the holy hell out of Evil, like beating out. The young lions were trying to break up, but then Sonata was pushing them up or punching in and continued to fight and fight. You could tell like how much he is pissed. And while he was trying to be calm, ran back out, and him and Eve was trying to attack one another. Even Dick Togo was trying to freaking trying to interview, but Sonata did knock him out, and they fight throughout the back of the whole backstage. So Korey, your thoughts?
I mean, this match. I think it's just to set up Evil versus Sonata, a one-on-one match. I don't know how long Evil is going to remain in Bullet Club going forward, because he seems like he's just trying to use the resources. At least that's what I'm getting. Like he's just trying to use Yujiro Takahashi. He's trying to use Bullet Club to get to this next level. And I think eventually they're going to be kind of fed up with his crap and kick him to the curb. I'd rather see Evil as a kind of doing his own thing than in Bullet Club. So.
Absolutely, yeah, because like with Evil, like he only joined Bullet Club for like no good reason, like especially like at the New Japan Cup finale, it's like what the hell. And then like at Dominion towards the end, you have Dick Togo made his New Japan return, you know, and it's kind of like, what's the point of it? I know that people are like getting fed up with Evil, like, you know, why is the whole main reason of, you know, being part of Bullet Club, like he doesn't give any credibility to it, except for being the double champ by beating Naito, which, of course, spoiler alert, that match at Dominion was not my favorite match of all time for this year. I'm just saying, y'all, don't come at me. You know, but I think, like, you know, with his matchup with Sonata, that's definitely going to be the nail in the coffin, especially what's going to be leading up to Wrestle Kingdom, you know?
Yeah.
And also, Noah, what are your thoughts about it? Do you have anything to add up to this matchup?
I feel like, again, the biggest thing to come out since Evil betrayed LIJ is Sonata finally showing us real emotion, exploding. You think about how everyone else in LIJ has reacted to this betrayal. Sonata's been the most calm, cool, and collective on screen, and we've truly shown right now the most angry Sonata I have seen all year. It's this aggression that I think could push him to bigger things when I think about the year that he's had, and I've had support for him so much. But also, we got further support to Shingo's next challenger for the never openweight title, as you were just alluding to, Korey, with the way they've been billing him. Looks like Jeff Cobb wants that never openweight gold. It was a match to basically build up 2 matches for a Wrestle Kingdom, but the biggest thing I saw was definitely Sonata Unleashed.
Indeed. Indeed, because Sonata was and Evil was brawling outside. Of course, out comes good old Jeff Cobb attacking Shingo Takagi, and he was grabbing the belt, and Shingo was like, hey, what? Give it back, my belt. Give it back. And so as Jeff was trying to give the belt to Shingo, but then they were tugging in until Jeff with the Tour of the Island standing top, and he say, hey, this is mine.
Well, just to add to that, his Tour of the Islands right there, my God, he grabs Shingo and spins to one side, completely stops and goes backwards the other way. To me, that was the best Tour of the Islands I've seen in years. And it looked great. And seeing him in the forefront of the never openweight championship, which will leave Shingo to go on maybe to challenge for another title, maybe the U.S. title one day.
Yeah, possibility, anything can go too. But yeah, good analyzing about his finisher too, because I noticed that his Tour of the Island finisher is starting to get stronger as it expected to be. Wow.
He's getting a lot of torque when it comes to that reverse spin, as you alluded to, Korey, on that Tour of the Islands. Good grief.
Yeah, I feel bad. Maybe I don't want his back to give out one day, but it looks like that. When I see him do that, I'm like, oh, that must not feel good in the morning.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Oof. Oh man. So we're gonna see what's up with this, especially possibly I feel with this match, and we'll be going to either night 1 or night 2, but we're gonna be seeing anything can goes during the Road to Tokyo Dome. Though, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next match right here. It's the tag team match between representing LIJ, your current IWGP Intercontinental / IWGP Heavyweight Champion Tetsuya Naito, and Bushi versus Kota Ibushi and Master Wato with Hiroyoshi Tenzan. It's a pretty much a fun match, especially good storytelling going on between Ibushi and Naito, since they're actually going to be facing each other on night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom 15. So pretty much it was your usual fun match. So, Korey, your thoughts of this matchup?
I mean, not a whole lot of thoughts about this match in general. I mean, it was just setting things up. We'll see what happens going forward with Naito and the whole 2 nights and giving the title shot to Jay White, and then he's defending against Kota too, is still a head scratcher to me. I don't know why he just gave the title shot up to Jay White, but
yeah, ever since that Jay defeated Kota Ibushi for that contract, it was kind of a what in the hell is going on moment too. It's a first in history of New Japan Pro Wrestling too. I think it's just because of New Japan is doing 2 nights of 2 nights at the Tokyo Dome. They need to have something to do, especially Kota Ibushi did won the G1 in the first place. And of course, Jay White interfered, and then they did a match for the briefcase, and lo and behold, what happened? So I think it just makes sense, have night 1, Naito defending the belt against Kota Ibushi. The next one, Jay White will have a challenger against who was the champion to be too. Yeah, it is overall kind of confusing at the moment. At the same time, New Japan is under a new management since Harold Meiji is officially gone for New Japan since mid-October. So I know they're trying their best to just trying to pick up the pieces for it, but that's just me about the whole business aspect of it. But
yeah.
Anyway, y'all. So Noah, your thoughts and anything to add?
I mean, Kota Ibushi, Jay White, Tetsuya Naito, the story of G1 Climax 30. It's as simple as that. Every time I see Naito and Kota in the ring, it's magic. but it's also life-threatening because I fear Kota Ibushi's neck, if it still exists, will remain intact. I think Naito is in way over his head with how much pride he's putting into this double championship run, his second run. And really, again, like you said, it was filler. But I will say this, considering things of maybe reshape in Japan, Matsuwaba Kota Ibushi, not bad as a tag team.
I definitely agree too. And you know, with Master Watu, he did an impressive job during the Best of Super Junior tournament, you know?
Yeah.
You know, even though despite the fact that he has like a bad luck of a, you know, a debut with like a couple losses, but like, you know, I think like with the Best of Super Junior tournament, I think that's like one of his strong points too.
He showed a lot during that. He was the block leader for a while too. It was his first one, despite the fact people hold step against him due to his hybrid style that goes beyond what you expect from a junior.
Indeed, you know. So this is gonna be like interesting in the making, especially how they're gonna do it more for like each of the storytelling throughout leading up to Wrestle Kingdom. But we're gonna see about that. Anyway, y'all, so let's go ahead and move on to the co-main event, starting off with the World Tag League finale. You have is the team of God, which is Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa with Jaido versus Finn Juice Robinson, and Dave Finlay. Holy crap, this match, y'all. Like, this is a very wild match, and I think this is like by far one of the best tag team matches, especially for one of the tag teams. So Noah, your thoughts, and can you elaborate it?
I mean, both these teams, they went out to prove a point against each other. I honestly feel like these two teams have been feuding since Wrestle Kingdom this year, trading title wins, trading wins back and forth, and it all came down to this. God out to prove a point. The best team in New Japan Pro Wrestling, 6 years going, never won the World Tag League. Finn Juice trying to do it 2 years in a row. At one point, Master Heater ejected from ringside. I thought we were going to have a fair, standard, traditional tag team match. God had to win it on their own. But also, the bigger story here, a receipt was yet to be repaid after Kenta, with the assist of God, won the Neverweight title off my guy, Tomohiro Ishii, at Royal Quest last year. Well, Kenta returned the favor with that brand new red briefcase to the head of Juice Robinson after Finn Juice was this close to winning and blast him in the head in a super powerbomb. God finally gets it done. With the fact that both these teams beat Dangerous Tekkers, I was fine either way with what this match could have gone to, knowing that they're facing the tag champs Wrestle Kingdom. But I'm really looking forward to the brutal affair that awaits me now with God and Dangerous Tekkers. A really amazing finale to a wild World Tag League, and congrats to God on finally getting it done. And if nothing else, maybe Juice Robinson now can throw his name in the hat to take on freaking Kenta for that briefcase. We still don't know when Jon Moxley is going to defend the IWGP United States Championship.
Exactly. I mean, like, I know, like, during the AEW press conference, like, 2 weeks ago, they said that Jon Moxley's not going to be at Wrestle Kingdom. And it's like, what in the hell is going on? And we all thought he's going to, like, retain the AEW World Heavyweight title, but no, he dropped it to Kenny Omega. So now what's going to be happening next? So it's like, what in the hell going on? Like, something that really irks me about, you know, this whole, like, IWGP United States title situation, it's like, dude, Moxley really needs to drop the title and give it to Kenta right away and have, like, a proper matchup that we were waiting for in Japan, you know, or freaking New Japan Strong. But I digress on it. We're talking about tag team. So the tag team match itself, it was so lit. It was kind of like a slow start because you saw, like, a couple counters and exchanges, especially mostly pinfalls and near falls. But this is like the war in the making because I know Finn. Yeah.
And one left hand of God dropped Tonga where he stood after all 4 minutes clash with each other. This was just an all-out war, it felt like, when things picked up. I love this.
Me too. This is like their better matchup than they had like in the tournament, you know, when they were facing each other.
Had to step up their game. No time limit. It was for the win.
That's right. And then a couple of interference, especially the part where the referee did kick out Jaido and people were like hella pissed until, like, you know, halfway through the match, Jaido came back, you know, and that's where freaking Kenta
was not to stay away from this. And this wasn't Red Shoes, by the way, reffing this match, to my surprise. It was Marty Asami.
Exactly. And that's where Kenta made the freaking, like, make the interference and with that new briefcase to hit and a fresh haircut too. So, Korey, overall, your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, like like you guys were saying, this match had a lot of heat going into it. They've been building up these two teams, kind of going back and forth this past year, and to see Bullet Club interference, I mean, it was to be expected. We knew it, and sometimes I kind of like it. You know what I mean? We don't always need a clean finish in New Japan. A lot of people say that they say, "Oh, I want to see New Japan for these clean finishes, pure wrestle," and I'm just sometimes you can have a little chicanery, sometimes you can have a little goofiness and dusty finishes. So I was all good with it. I was good with God winning, and I want to know what is up. I still want to know what's up with Juice Robinson's new gimmick. I still don't get it. I'm sorry.
Eddie Mercury. You
Mm-mm.
got the Reaper off you and a Blue Brothers hybrid.
I just go. It's one of those things. Like he still has the old video, but his wardrobe has changed to this Blues Brothers,
Mhm.
which I like. He looks good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it doesn't. It doesn't add up.
Well, I did watch past New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, and Kevin Kelly did stated that his ring gear is the homage to the Blues Brothers because mind you, he is from
Chicago.
Yep. Yep, the greater Chicago suburban area, of course. So he just wanted to pay the tribute, of course, to the brothers, of course.
He's a soul man. What you got? He's a soul man. He leaves it all out there in the ring.
That's right. Exactly. I'm a soul man. Anyway, y'all. So, yeah. So, I'm glad, even though I picked Finn Juice, because I thought that's going to be the second, they're going to win 2 consecutive year. But, hey, God winning their first World Tag League, I'm for it. And I'm freaking excited for the matchup against Dangerous Tiger because their matchup at Wrestle Kingdom was by far my favorite match out of the tournament. Holy crap. It turns out to be a street fight. I don't know what craziness that's going to turns out. Hopefully it will be on night 2 maybe because that's going to be a very fire matchup. And I'm so excited.
Finally break the curse and win January 4th, or just in general, can they win at Wrestle Kingdom? The one thing that has eluded them their entire career.
Oh, yeah. And also, I just wanted to add up before we go to the main event match about Kenta. So, Kenta's in Japan. That means the Super Jacob it's been pre-taped.
Yep.
That's right. When I say it's pre-taped, thank goodness there's no spoilers or anything coming out because, they normally do their New Japan Strong down in Southern California at the CWF studio. And
yeah, but you had a lot of people last night making multiple appearances on different shows. Leo Rush on Super J Cup and in Triple Mania, TJP on both, Impact
and Super J Cup, Omega.
Yeah,
Omega,
all that. Yeah. Which we're going to get into the Super J Cup in just shortly, after we talk about the main event match. So, yeah. So, it looks like, congratulations, God. You effing did it. Proud of you. So, hopefully you beat this hoe-ass muffin Dangerous Tekker up.
How dare you disrespect Pizza and the Holy Emperor?
Oh, my God.
I can't wait for that introduction.
Amy Halabe. Man, I missed her, though.
Yeah, I also miss Peter, too. I want to see those two do it. But I digress.
Right. Anyway, y'all, so let's go ahead and move on to the main event match. This is a very noteworthy and buzzworthy. The Best of Super Junior 27 finale match between representing LIJ Hamaru Takahashi versus representing Suzuki-gun El Desperado. So, in Hamaru Takahashi big-ass strategy book, as I stated, originally he wrote El Desperado, I don't hate you. But when he opened that strategy guide book and gave it to Milano Collection AT, it crossed over. And according to what Chris Charlton said on commentary, it said, El Desperado, I hate your guts. Oh, Maury, I'm very entertained by his strategy guide. But my favorite of all of the pages would have to be Ryusuke Taguchi, which he called him a technical pervert, which I was like freaking laughing. Like I couldn't even compose my my thoughts and everything when I did the usual results and recap on Instagram TV, which by the way, check it out on my Instagram page. I do past results and recaps of the whole tournament itself. So check it out, y'all. And yeah, so overall, holy shit, you guys. This is the best Super Junior match I've seen ever, you guys. So many hearts, so many souls. emotions going in. Both guys are hungry to win this matchup too. A lot of heavy hitting, a lot of strikes action. You have El Desperado trying to apply the numero dos, but Himuro with the rope break. He tried to do the Himuro tried to do the shotgun drop kick, but Desperado landed on his feet, which actually hit on the open gate, like outside of the ring. You have Himuro with an impressive Canadian destroyer, like holy crap. And I wanted to point it out real quick. Chris Charlton actually mentioned about Himuro's injury back in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Korey, you and I, we were there live.
At the Cow Palace.
Oh, yeah. His matchup against Dragon Lee, or should I say Ryu Lee. Yeah, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight. Yeah. That was, but he did finish the matchup, which is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of like interference, especially with like a low blows, of course, from El Desperado while the ref is not looking for it.
Yeah.
And it's like couple strike, couple KO. However, right when Himuro did the strike to El Desperado to give him a knockout, Himuro decided to rip El Desperado's mask, but only the top layer of the mask, which the crowd was like pretty in shock. Like you could hear the crowd actually gasp. Like even though the rule says you're not supposed to chant because of like, the transmission, even though they're all wearing masks, but like, droplets can't like transmission through. I don't know. They're like they want to keep it precaution because, we're still in a pandemic, y'all.
Yeah.
And so El Desperado decided, you know what? F it. He did the unthinkable. He took off his whole mask to reveal his sexy face. Oh, yeah, he is attractive. I just want to say
Good
that.
guy. Good looking guy, yeah.
Of course, Korey. Yeah. Anyway, so that's where both guys are starting to strike each other up brutally. El Desperado was about to do the pinche loco, but Himuro did counter with the headbutt, and both the guys down. And then Himuro with the thrust kick. Then he did counter El Desperado's second attempt to do the pinche loco. That actually drove him to the exposed steel turnbuckle. Like, holy crap. And oh, yeah. And then at the end, of course, Himuro did not one, but two time bomb. And y'all, Himuro Takahashi won 2 years in a row of the Best of Super Junior 27. My God. Like I said, this is the best match in history of Super Junior.
Yeah, it was really good. The one thing I think about this was like El Desperado's like coming out party. I know he's been around for a long time, but I think this time he's really going to make a push as a top single star in the light heavyweight division, especially with Will Ospreay going up to the heavyweights. Hiromu, I mean, they've kind of been talking about him moving up a little bit too, because in New Japan, there's nowhere to go but up in the ranking or up in the weight class. So we'll see what happens with El Desperado, but I think he's going to be kind of like a staple in the light heavyweight division going forward as one of the main players.
Yeah, I definitely agree that as well. Especially at that one point, Himuro did challenge Evil for the IWGP Intercontinental and the heavyweight, like back in July.
Yeah,
remember that matchup? It was pretty much a decent match, and Himuro did his best, But yeah, I could definitely see that's going to be happening with Himuro too. Himuro, like getting up to, he did give the test of it, and he went back to juniors. So I'm guessing, he looks like he's going to be moving up forward, especially like with El Desperado. Like you say, he is definitely going to be like the top rising star, especially for Suzuki-gun of it too, since he is the current one half of the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champion. And I'm glad that he did hold both belts because, of course, Yoshinori Kanemaru is out with a kind of like not a too serious knee injury. But he is definitely going to be carrying along the line too. So yeah, definitely actually test like the whole point of it too. And anything you'd like to add, Korey?
No, I mean the match was great. It's one of like you said, one of the better, at least one of the best matches of this year for sure. I just feel like New Japan is kind of stretching things out until things get back to normal with some of the stuff happening this year. But we'll get there. We'll talk about it a little bit more later.
Absolutely. Now, Noah, I know you're dying to talk about this main event match, so go ahead.
I'm just going to keep it simple and say that was probably the best Best of Super Juniors finale I have ever seen. And again, like you alluded to, Korey, El Desperado's coming out. We wonder now, did he just show us a new identity to him, but also to himself? You think about since he came back from that injury last year at King of Pro Wrestling, and what has he done this year? Taking on Tomohiro Ishii in one of my favorite matches from the New Japan Cup, winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships with Yoshinobu Kawamaro, representing Suzuki-gun proudly in all of these tours this year, and really just having fun and owning what he loves. But this felt like a whole new level to what El Desperado is capable of when I was thinking about him winning this, leading this division. But again, Hiromu, it might just be passing up the torch. We'll see what happens following Wrestle Kingdom. I wonder now if he'll go forward. Will he do this without a mask? Because he doesn't need to hide himself. We know what he's capable of. And that's why this crowd, even under precautionary standards, there's a certain moment in professional wrestling, especially when it comes to New Japan, that the crowd just has to react beyond what you would expect from this atmosphere. And when Hiromu tried to take the mask off, and then Desperado really took the mask off himself, I was like, whoa, this just got real. Unbelievably incredible match. I cannot wait to see what awaits El Desperado next year. And congrats to Hiromu getting it done, still leading this division. Now, whether or not he stays there where he wanted to face Tetsuya Naito at the anniversary show, that got canceled, in the traditional match, or whether that becomes a title match, maybe things to come, only time will tell. But I definitely see El Desperado being the next one to lead this division. That was absolutely incredible.
Indeed, for it too. And it's like, even though I was like not happy with the result of the winner, but then at the same time, it's like more beats to it too. This is like a thing with like Hiromu too. There's like a chance that this is his somewhat of a semi-graduation too. And I just want to point out about El Desperado being unmasked. This is the first time he actually unmasked himself in New Japan, because when he was in Excursion in Mexico, he was unmasked. And prior to that, he was a young lion at one point. Because I saw old pictures of him and Hiromu like years ago when they were young.
They go way back.
Yeah.
This building, everything about this felt so deep and personal to both men. But I feel like it was more for El Desperado to prove something to himself here. And I think he did, even in defeat.
Definitely. I'm hoping we'll be seeing El Desperado, like, maybe in face paint. I would love to see it. Like, he can pull kind of like a Jushin Thunder Liger move, you know, like when he's unmasking to Jushin Thunder Liger. So it could be anything can go for it, too. But what's so funny is that after the match, you saw that Red Shoe did trying to cover El Desperado's face with a T-shirt. But, you know, yeah, and
sacred to
a exactly. But you know, you saw El Desperado threw the T-shirt away just to reveal, and so that's where Hiromu did call him out. And shout out to Chris Charlton again to translate. He said, "My dear Desperado, you got plenty more still to come until we both have to retire. We're gonna go fight forever. I won this time, but I'll see you again."
I can't wait for round 2.
Me too. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, him with the mask, him getting rid of it, it's just like I said, him saying, I don't need this to succeed. I just have to kind of believe in myself. And we might even see him turn face one of these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
no faces in that faction as well. This has been the year of Suzuki-gun, so I definitely can see that, Korey.
Yeah.
Definitely, because as I stated on the 200 episode of the Bulletcast, that Suzuki-gun has been the MVP of New Japan Pro Wrestling since the pandemic started. Pretty much everybody, well, minus Takumi Shinuka because he's a freelancer, they've been outshined the most of it, you know, like in an impressive way.
No, Suzuki, never overweight champion. Taiji Zack Sabre Jr. are the heavyweight tag champions. Yoshinobu and Desperado are the junior heavyweight tag team champions. Suzuki-gun has pretty much done it all except for the top goal, and I hope that it actually happens for somebody next year. It has been the year of Suzuki-gun, definitely, for me. And, of course, that's my favorite faction, New Japan Pro Wrestling, for reasons.
Oh,
definitely.
Oh, definitely. So, anyway, so Hiromu did close out with his victory speech saying that he won the Best of Super Junior. He proved to everyone, especially to Taiji Ishimori, that he can go. However, even though he wanted to challenge Taiji Ishimori, he also wanted to face someone. The winner of the Super J Cup in America. That's right. He said we have to bring New Japan Pro Wrestling back to where it all, and all people can do is pro wrestling. And also he gave like a hard-formed speech about like, you know, himself and the most of the wrestlers are are giving the audience what they want, especially the audience, whether they clap, applaud, or stomp their feet. The beat will be giving the strength that we need, especially during this really unsettling time.
Mhm.
And then he closed off and said, whatever happens to the future right now, I'm gonna take more than everything. New Japan Pro Wrestling, right this moment, for all of you here that are alive at this moment, and let's have some moto, 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 moto. 4 times of moto, which is more fun together. And
Aw.
thus, we close up the Best of Super Junior and the World Tag League finale, y'all. My God, this is a really incredible show, you guys.
Yeah, it was a good show, and I like the format of the Tag League and the Super Juniors together.
Yeah.
Love this hybrid tour, and might I add, for the first time in a non-standard, just focused junior heavyweight tour, the junior heavyweights actually main evented the show, and it was absolutely well deserved. I really enjoyed this whole thing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is like a history maker, especially the fact that we're still in a crappy time of this year because of the pandemic. It's a very heavy moment ever, especially the storytelling of Hamoru and Despy. Okay, y'all. So before we're gonna go into the next show, we're gonna give our grades and our thumbs up, thumbs down. So, Korey, for a thumbs up, thumbs down, we give it like 2 thumbs up, 1.5, 1, all that stuff. So,
Okay.
grade first, and your thumbs up, thumbs down.
The show altogether, I would say it was like a B+ show. I would say, and then thumbs up, thumbs down, I would say about a 1.5 thumbs.
Alrighty,
So like this,
awesome. Now, Noah.
Has to be hybrid. I gotta agree. I mean, honest for told, this match truly for me was was about 2 matches, and that was our finals. The other matches set up some interesting stories. You had your fun buffer, freaking Yano. And at the end of the day, it had really great, smooth flow to it. Incredible finale for both of the tournaments. And it set up a number of matches that are yet to be official, but I think will be for Wrestle Kingdom. And maybe we have an idea of what the stories will be for some of these title feud matches, too, that are clearly going to go across both days. 1.5 B+ standard as well.
Well, you guys, I'm definitely going to be agreeing with all you guys. I'm definitely giving it a B+ and 1.5 thumbs up, because even though this show was incredible, the main event actually steal the show, and then the World Tag League tournament finale, and like some of the other matches, like the LIG versus Bullet Club, like Evil and Yujiro's match, it was kind of like, I really don't want to see this again. Like, why, And then some of like questionable storyline in telling too, especially with like Empire and Hanare's and Okada's situation.
That's a new theme, though. I will say that Empire, new theme, not bad.
I haven't heard their new theme, so whatever. But anyway, and then so like, and especially like, even though I wasn't even happy with the result, but hey, it is what it is. Great storytelling and something to look forward to the most. So yeah, you guys, B+, 1.5 thumbs up. Anyway, y'all, so let's go on a segue to the next day. That's right, New Japan Pro Wrestling Super J Cup that took place on Saturday, December 12th, 2020 in an undisclosed location in Southern California. So as I mentioned, it looks like it's been pre-taped. I believe it was during, the start of the World Tag League and Best of Super Junior, because of certain someone has a haircut and a haircut too. So Super J Cup, it was one of my favorite New Japan event. Korey and I, we did actually attend it last year at SF State.
Yeah. I mean, last year was crazy. It was the craziness of the show with fans, and this year's a little different. But hey, it was still a lot of good matches on this show. So.
Oh, definitely. So your commentator for the event is Kevin Kelly and Alex Kozlov. So let's go ahead and kick off with the opening of the round 1 of the tournament. So it's representing the LA Dojo, Clark Connors, versus representing Impact Wrestling, the finesse himself, Chris Bay. Now, let's go ahead and start off with you, Korey. What do you think of this match overall?
I actually thought this was one of the matches of the night, the opening match. Clark Connors, I believe he's fighting for his life just to kind of get a spot to get more focus on him with New Japan management. And Chris Bay, I mean, really showed, I think, the world how good he is the other night in the Super J Cup. But you know that there was one point where he hit the massive like underhook power bomb to Clark Connors, followed by the kick out, and it's just back and forth between the two guys. You know, I can easily see these two go for the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title one day.
Absolutely. I mean, this matchup is a pretty much a good showcasing match from Clark Connors, especially you have this like couple of those technical like moveset from Clark Connors. And I feel like, you know, with Clark, I feel like he's getting ready to graduate from the LA Dojo. He just prove himself, especially he won the Lions Break crown. He had an impressive winning streak, especially him teaming with DKC, beating the Regal twins. So I can see him like being like one of the top stars that will be leading. Since Carl Fredericks is like already graduated, he's like pretty much the new locker room leader of the LA Dojo, you know, under Shibata. By the way, you gotta respect him. So yeah, it's like a couple of these defenses with some pinfalls. Chris Bay. Clark did actually tackle Chris Bay really hard that he almost have him off from the ring. Oh my god. And then he had his like the
interception.
Oh my god. And then the double chop like from Clark Connors to Chris Bay. Oh my god. From the back. Yeah. And then of course Chris Bay did counter with the spear, which he attempted the net breaker, but Clark Connors caught him with the suplex for a 2 count. And of course Chris Bay with the impressive double underhook powerbomb for the 2 count until at the end, y'all, Chris Bay with the art of finesse, his second attempt to Clark Connors, and he picked up the victory for round 1. I friggin' love this opening of the match. You know, it's a really good start, especially now everybody get to know of who Chris Bay is. Noah, your thoughts?
Super J Cup is all about bringing the best in junior heavyweights from all over the world to showcase what they are capable of, and Chris Bay brought it against Clark Connors, who I thought showed a much more aggressive physical style against Bay, who I think more is very technical. But then Clark got a little technical towards the later half of the match. Really great setup, opening match towards things to come by both men. And like you said, Clark Connors, he's called the captain for a reason. I think he leads by example. I definitely see him being the next to graduate out of the LA Dojo. I would love to see these two definitely contend for a title in the future. They're both future champions, in my opinion. What a start to this tournament. Kudos to both.
Indeed. So I'm like really excited, like to see what's gonna be happening with Clark Connors, you know. And regarding with Chris Bay, we'll just say that. However, Hamaru Takahashi actually live tweeted during the Super J Cup. He actually pointed out of Clark Connors that he kind of remind him of someone. Even though a couple people did say like he looks like a young Adam Hangman Page, some say he looked like Joaquin Phoenix. However, I was the only one. Like I remember messaging Corey and then messaging Noah that he actually kind of reminds me of a young Kerry Von Erich. I don't know. I think it's because of his hair that kind of grows a little longer from like the Young Lions cleaning commercial like during the intermission. But it kind of resembled like Kerry Von Erich. Don't you guys agree?
A little bit. He also brings similar style to the ring. I can't say him and Adam Page because I have yet to see Clark Connors give me a lariato because his strong finisher is the spear.
Yeah, I think I never thought of the Kerry Von Erich resemblance, but when I saw how long his hair has grown out, I just can't stop thinking about it. Either that or a young Farrah Fawcett, you know, Charlie's Angels from the 1970s. Because he definitely has the flow going.
Oh, yeah. He has a really good head of hair, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go and move on to the next matchup for the round 1. You have is Super ACH versus representing Impact Wrestling, by the way, TJP. Noah, your thoughts of this pretty impressive match?
Again, both these men are also tag team partners. We've seen on NJPW Strong. TJP is no stranger to the Super J Cup. He was out here to prove a point. But Super ACH, he definitely came out of this match, I feel, with a stronger motivation, and it led him to victory. Both these men had an incredibly strong striking affair. There was one minor slip-up that I think truly cost TJP in the end. If it wasn't for that, I think it would have had a different result because he was my pick to win this. But Super ACH. He got him in the end off of that top rope suplex maneuver. And I was surprised by this win because it seems to me that, what's his name? Mannix having a better year right now than TJP. I can't catch a break in Impact or NJPW. Good match. And it was good to see TJP back in the Super J Cup again. Hope to see him again next year.
Oh, definitely. He did a pretty impressive job, especially like with his his impressive submission hold he has. Especially like when he did the springboard DDT to ACH for a 2 count, and of course ACH went a German suplex followed by top rope gutbuster. A lot of back and forth, a lot of like technical defenses, and oh yeah, and also at the end ACH with the 450 slush to TJP to pick up the victory. So it's pretty much a pretty decent match, especially showing like a different different moveset from both contenders too. And I'm glad ACH won. So yeah. Korey, your thoughts and anything to add?
No, I mean, it was a decent match. I wasn't like going wild about it. I didn't think it was like a great match. Something about TJP matches to me, I feel like sometimes he can never kick it into like what he used to be. I feel like he's always holding back lately. And I don't know why. I think that's why I can't really get into his matches. But other than that, it was a decent match. ACH looked really good in it.
I haven't seen this TJP since the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, totally. Overall, yeah, good matchup and all the above. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next match of the round one you have is representing GC Blake Christian versus representing Ring of Honor, Ray Horace. So, as Klossov mentioned, that this is Ray Horace's first match since, the pandemic hit, of course. So, he's still like, hopefully Ring Horace doesn't even finish. So, he actually did a pretty good job during this matchup, you guys. Like, I was very impressed with, like, his different moveset, especially with the inverted figure 4 lock to Blake Christian, and also the Canadian Destroyer. Like, holy crap. The Canadian Destroyer that he gave to Blake Christian that actually caused Blake to broke his nose when he landed so hard on the ring, busted open, like, holy crap. But overall, this is a really good showcasing the match between both guys. Like, you saw, like, Tope Con Hilo from Blake Christian to Ray Horace, and then Lake Lariat, and, of course, Ray Horace with the senton outside the ring.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. Like, wow. And then, of course, Ray Horace with the top rope inverted Russian leg sweep, which Alex Koslov did actually describe it very well. It's like this whole move that we have not seen it ever. This is by far impressive. Unfortunately, at the end, Blake Christian with the frog splash, and he picked up the victory, advancing to the next round. So I was very blown away with this match, especially Blake Christian working his butt up, especially with the broken nose that is like it was busted open all over. And Ray Horace, like I said, he did an incredible job. And I don't see any ring rust from him whatsoever. But that inverted Russian leg sweep on the top rope, that was freaking amazing. Korey, your thoughts of this?
It was a great lucha match. I'm not familiar with Blake Christian too much because I'm not watching, all the GCW events that I can, but he looked really good in it. The only thing I would have to say that I thought was a little scary was Ray Horace hitting that senton to the outside. He almost missed Blake Christian completely. Blake had to run in there and catch him. And I don't know if that's where, did he get his face busted open right there, or was it when you were saying when there was a Canadian Destroyer?
Well, he actually got his nose busted open after when he did the inverted Russian leg sweep.
Okay.
That's where Blake landed really hard on the mat. Yeah.
It was a good match, though. I really enjoyed it.
Alrighty. Yeah. Noah, anything to add?
Hybrid Lucha Libre style and the young up-and-comer, because Blake Christian is still so young in his career, fights the ball hard with his hybrid, high-risk style. He got the win over a great veteran that looked like he hasn't lost a single step, and put out a move that I never saw before. I was gasping on that move. And again, the Destroyer busted Blake Christian's nose, difficulty to breathe. He still put it out in the end. Kudos to Blake Christian. And honestly, I've been impressed with him further than most of the people I've seen on NJPW Strong because of the risk and the style that he brings. This was a really good match to show how far Blake Christian has come, but also how far he's willing to go. Because again, in the Super J Cup, you're trying to show the world why you want this and why you are one of the best. Blake Christian proved that here.
Absolutely. So by far an impressive match. Looking forward to see what's going on in the semifinal for Blake Christian. Hopefully we'll see more of Ray Horace, maybe on the upcoming episode of New Japan Strong. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and move on to the last of the round one of the tournament. Representing Bullet Club, the returning Alpha Tasmo versus the man of the hour, or the man of New Japan, Lio Rush. First of all, freaking ELP is the biggest troll ever because, you know, he's going to release his own theme song. And of course, it said, oh, song has been muted due to copyright issue. And you saw Alex Koslov and Kellen Kevin standing up and like, what's going on with their headset? Nope. ELP was the biggest troll ever. So, and of course, the commentator had to say, like, what's going on? They're like, what the hell is going on? You know, and they say, like, oh, ELP is trying to fight for his own musical. I was like,
I like how they played into the storyline, at least. You know, they're not just like, well, you know, that the music's playing anyways. What's going, you know, they're literally like, what's going on? Like, we don't know. Did he have to play something? You know, so it's great. I love that.
I know. Freaking ELP being
ELP is as a human being. That goes to his character. Brilliant return.
Exactly. Oh my god. Anyway, the match itself was pretty dope as hell, especially a lot of trash talk going on between Lio Rush and freaking ELP. And I'm gonna take it over to you, Noah. What do you think of this match overall?
I thought it was interesting because this match was really a story of ELP coming back. Has he lost a step? Because again, the early beginning, he wasn't able to get himself out of the blocks. He couldn't even pull up his traditional entrance, flip off the top rope. It was like, okay, you got ring rust? But then he's like, okay, I got this together. Clearly, ELP was playing the bully here, being the bigger, the stronger adversary against the ever so small but elusive, once he gets his speed up, Lio Rush. And again, the early part of this match, ELP was controlling this. We got all the classic hits though, bench from ELP, including scratch to the back, that stomp in the corner after he was under the tree of woe, walk in the ropes, but Lio Rush with a strong free up offense towards the end, Tope Suicida. Great. It felt like a Yoshitani versus Destroyer at one point that he hit ELP with. But of course, this is ELP. This is the guy that won it last year by any means necessary. Ref inadvertently hit. He does go for the low blow. Gets denied that 1 point. Looks like he now is into joint manipulations. He broke Lio Rush's finger, which is also a story during a lot of this match. I think that also hindered him at one point where he had a fall on the bridge. Good near falls, but in the end, ELP got done by hook or by crook. Literally, croc punch. Grabbing, handful of tights, got the win, but really good match. Hope to see more of Lio Rush.
All right, as very briefly said too. Yeah, this match was pretty impressive. A lot of heavy hitting movesets, especially for both contenders too. And of course, ELP doing his usual shenanigans to actually pick up the victory for it. And I'm glad they play his old theme instead of like his trolling of like a supposedly a new thing too. So anyway, Korey, your thoughts of this match?
I thought it was really good, and I didn't know if ELP was working us with all of the ring rust, because it happened a few times in the match where he was slipping and falling, and I was like, okay, the first time I was laughing, I was like, okay, that's funny, he might have some ring rust, but the second time it happened, I was just like, is he just messing with us? Like, is he really just trying to make him show that he can't win without cheating? So I don't know, but either way, it was a good match. It was nice to see Lio Rush back and check off something on his list of places to wrestle in 2021.
Oh, definitely too. And I know Hamaru did posted a tweet, you know, saying that Lio Rush versus ELP's match, it was a fun match. And also that he actually retweeted Lio Rush's tweet, you know, and he said, when will I see you again? And then Lio Rush is like, very soon, quote unquote, my friend. So pretty much Hamaru was very impressed with this match, and also he actually impressed with the ACH and TJP's match though. But yeah, great interaction, all that. So yeah, looking forward to the semifinal. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about the next match right here, the tag team match between Rocky Romero and Mr. No Days Off himself, good old Fred Rosser, versus representing Team Filthy New Japan, JR Kratos, and my dear friend, of course, the leader of Mi Gente, the radioactive Bobby himself, Danny Limelight. That's what he called himself. Like,
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so anyway, Noah, your thoughts of this tag match?
At the end of the day, this is a grudge with Rocky Romero and Danny Limelight that was far from over. There was great chemistry. I was waiting to see when Rocky and Danny were going to mix it up. But Danny, of course, using Kratos to his advantage to get the better of Rocky, trying to get the win. Fred Rosser, though, incredible strength showing off here. He definitely impressed me the most of this match, and it looked like he was controlling JR Kratos, isolating him for the most part, as Rocky just wanted to get a piece of Danny Limelight. Came close a couple of moments, but at the end of the day, Team Filthy got the win, and Danny Limelight marking Rocky Romero as Alex Kozlov was berating this whole idea of Rocky. You see what happens to you, Rocky? It was an interesting match, and I feel this feud's far from over. I feel like now we're going to see Fred Rosser and JR Kratos in a feud, and JR Kratos definitely played his part as enforcer in this match. It was a pretty good showing.
Awesome. Yeah, it is pretty much a really good showcasing match, especially the storytelling between Rocky Romero and Danny Limelight. Like, ever since Danny joined Team Filthy of New Japan version, you can tell, like, you know, there has been a lot of, like, betrayal in the making between him and Rocky Romero. And so, like, a lot of, like, you know, it's, like, mostly Rocky and Danny Limelight in a matchup, and then you have Fred Rosser and JR Kratos, like, kind of, like, involving, too. That's why I get the sense of this match, too. But I understand that it's going to be leading up to the next episode of New Japan Strong, where Rocky Romero and Danny Limelight will be facing off one-on-one for the last time, I guess. But overall, it was a pretty decent match, too. Korey, your thoughts?
Well, I will say this. Darren Young is gone, far gone to those days, because Fred Rosser, I don't know what it is, but even since the last time I saw him wrestle live at All Pro Wrestling against Jake Atlas, he has come so far, and he looks the best he's ever have in any wrestling form ever that I've ever seen him in. And he looks good. This match was fun. There was this one funny part I liked at the end when Limelight had the headlock or the sleeper hold on Rocky Romero, and Kratos jumps in the ring to block not Darren, but Fred Rosser. Rosser missed his spot for like 15 seconds, and you just see Kratos just kind of like waiting. He's like, where are you? Like, where are you coming from? But either way, all the guys in this match are good people, and it was a fun match. So actually, I've never met Danny Limelight. I can't contest for that, but all the other three guys are all good guys.
I was featuring in Danny Limelight's Instagram live in the past, 3 times in an occasion, of course. You know, he followed me on Twitter ever since like I started live tweeting New Japan Strong, and then like I don't know how the hell he find like, you know, my tweets. Even the Regal Twins and DKC and Blake Christian and some of the guys that were up here on New Japan Strong, like I'm surprised maybe they were searching their names or the hashtag or something, and then your name's there. So yeah, freaking Danny Limelight. Yeah, I was on his you know, Into the Limelight Instagram live in the past, you know. Yeah, he's a really good dude though. But
nice.
Opportunities, all that. So
he's also doing great in AEW Dark. So there you go. He's taking
exactly. Hey Philip, like I mentioned, message Danny Limelight so you can interview him. Look at his matches so you can interview him on the podcast. I'm just saying, Philip, you're an awesome boss. So yeah. Anyway, digress. Anyway, so let's go and move on to the semi-final match between Super ACH versus the Finesser, Chris Bay. Oh my God. I knew this match is going to be the match of the night. Well, one of them. Both guys brought in so many high-flying maneuvers, so many counters, so many offenses. I was very blown away. You have ACH with the sunset powerbomb to Chris Bay for a 2 count. Chris Bay actually reversed like one of ACH's superplex with a revert to a Hurricane Rana for a 2 count. And of course, ACH with the lariat, then Brave Buster for a 2 count. And then at the end, ACH with the Midnight Star to pick up the victory. And he's heading to the finale. Like as I predicted, it was very impressive. Chris Bay did an outstanding job in New Japan, even though he took the L, but he did an awesome job. And hey, even Hamuro did complimented Chris Bay's ring gear too. Of course.
Yeah.
That are not invitated for Wrestle Kingdom as a tribute, but it's all good. All right. Korey, your thoughts on this match?
Like you said, it was one of the matches of the night. It was a solid match. Both guys gave it their all. I mean, you got one guy who's in the Super J Cup representing Impact Wrestling, and I don't think there was someone representing Impact last year, was there?
I think TJP. No, was TJP in Impact last year?
I don't think so, actually.
Yeah, but either way.
Wait a minute. That was after he got released from WWE, and then he made his Impact return like December. I don't know.
Yeah, either way, him representing Impact now in the Super J Cup, representing himself. He's looks so good in this match, and ACH. Whew, that guy's going to go far, and I think he's going to return to New Japan Pro Wrestling soon enough.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like, having like different promotion compared to last year. Last year was just Ring of Honor, CMML, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now this year we have GCW, Impact Wrestling. That kind of like brings in more of the brand itself too. And I'm glad we have like TJP and Chris Bay just to representing it, especially like that match that was pretty awesome with Bay and ACH. Noah, your thoughts and anything to add?
As Chris Bay's Fiend says, all he need is one shot, one moment, one match, just 1 minute to really make you wonder why he is Mr. Finesse. This match was friggin' incredible, and neither man left nothing to chance. Chris Bay, I think, got an incredibly strong showing. I don't think it's the last time we'll definitely see him involved in NJPW. But Super ACH, I mean, it looked like he kicked it into another gear when he was in the ring with Chris Bay. As, again, his name proclaims, he is Mr. Super ACH. He was in this thing to win it. By far, this probably was my match of the night. Incredible effort by both. Mm-hmm. And to go off, again, what you were saying earlier about the ring gear thing, I did see that too. It would not surprise me if Romo does some sort of little tribute to something, if not all these guys, with his Wrestle Kingdom entrance or gear, whether night 1, night 2, or both.
Absolutely. I see him like, kind of like a dedication to everybody in this who participate in the Super J Cup, I think that would be like kind of like a nice nod to, because he actually did give a lot of praise though too. Like he was worried about Blake Christian. He was happy to see Ray Horace. He was like happy to see a matchup between ACH and TJP. He really liked Chris Bay's gear. And of course, Clark Connors kind of remind him of someone, of course. So I think that it will be something that we would like to see, like when he's facing up against ELP, possibly, ELP or anybody, HCH or whichever. But we'll get into the main event shortly, But let's go ahead and talk about the next match on the last of the semifinal. El Phantasmo, the Troll, versus Blake Christian. Of course, El Phantasmo trolling us again. Like I said, I wish they would have played his old thing, But no, a troll is being a troll, of course. So, yeah, Noah, your thoughts of this heavy-hitting match, especially Blake Christian wasted no time to attack ELP right away. There's
a reason why I respect Blake Christian so much and NJPW strong. His heart and his style. He wasted no chance here to try and get the best of ELP with multiple near falls and strong offense out of the gate, especially with a vulnerable nose, which, of course, ELP did focus his attack on several points in this match. There were a couple moments here where I truly thought we were going to get an upset. I thought Blake Christian was going to beat this guy and surprise us. But again, in the end, Tom Fleury, Chuck Henry aside, despite all the risks to the outside as well, and their countouts, I might add, ELP got the win. So kudos to him. And again, he's proven a point why he is really the guy to watch for Bullet Club regarding this division. But Blake Christian, man, there's nothing else I could say but respect, because at one moment it looked like they even said he wasn't even going to be involved in this. ELP just going to get a free ride. But the officials, after some bantering and politicking, I guess, they finally said, okay, you can do this. But the ref was very aware of Blake Christian's nose. And if it did get to a state where he feels like he should continue or can't continue, he was probably going to stop the match. I'm glad they didn't. This match went like a little over 10 minutes, and it was really good. I was very impressed with Blake Christian. But ELP won. What are you going to do?
Exactly. I mean, you see a lot of impressive showcase, especially Blake Christian wanting to beat the holy hell out of ELP.
That run a spot. I thought he had him after that.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Like, dang. Korey, your thoughts of this matchup?
I mean, I also got to give it up to Blake Christian because with that broken nose, like, you could see he legit broke his nose with, he had the bruising under the eyes. And he's hitting dives left and right where the blood's just probably rushing to his head every time he jumps out of the ring. So I can't even imagine getting getting up and sitting down with a broken nose and the blood rushing to my head there, but hitting all of these dives. It was a really good match. It really showed. I think Blake Christian is going to be around to stay in multiple. Maybe he'll make an. I don't know. Has he showed up on AEW at all or?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah. So I
strong.
I could see him getting called for a AEW Dark match.
I would love to see that.
Me too. But however, he does shine more in New Japan, and he has so much opportunity, I mean,
or wherever, AEW, New Japan.
There's one thing we neglected to mention as well, where ELP really tried to make the match go personal with Leo Rush. This isn't the WWE anymore. You're in the big leagues, kid.
Oh, yeah. Like a shot. Oh, yeah. And then when Clark Connors actually told Chris Bay, this is New Japan, so pretty much the one that is competing with New Japan for the first time, they had to follow like the moveset, it's anything goes in New Japan. I mean, come on.
And you don't hold back or you are not going far.
Exactly. Right. So anyway, a good matchup. So we have is the finals that's been locked up. But before that, we're going to go into a tag team match. So you have his representing Bullet Club, Hikuleo, and Kenta with a fresh haircut and a new briefcase versus the LA Dojo. That's right, the returning Ren Narita and making his LA Dojo / New Japan Pro Wrestling debut, Kevin Knight. So Kevin Knight, he is formerly known as Jet Knight. He wrestles mostly in the western part of the state, mainly in Define Wrestling up in Washington State. So this is pretty much a good showcasing match, and I want to give huge respect to Kevin and Ren Narita, giving him much of a showcase. Like Ren Narita, he actually has both of the the moveset that he was taught from the New Japan Dojo and the LA Dojo. Kind of like how Gabriel Kidd is overseas in Japan, This is how Ren Narita is right now. And man, he's done an impressive job. And especially Kevin Knight, he did participate he is part of the new LA Dojo class since this past July, you guys. I did research on it. Had to do my little homework, y'all. And man, couple strikes, couple headlocks to Hikuleo. However, that damn chop. Oh my God. Hikuleo give it to oh my God. Ow. And of course, Hikuleo did a massage parlor to Kevin Knight, then a vertical suplex for a 2 count. And then Kevin Knight with the drop kick to Kenta for a 2 count.
Drop kick.
And oh my God, yeah. And then Kenta actually applied the Boston Crab to Kevin until Ren actually knocked him over to make a set. Of course, at the end, Kenta with another Boston Crab and Kevin tapped out. But it was a really good showcasing match, And by the way, Kevin Knight did subbing for Carl Frederick because he was out with an injury. So hopefully you're feeling better, Carl. But yeah. Anyway, Korey, your thoughts of this tag team match?
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think I paid too close attention to this match just because it was 2 young lions versus 2 members of Bullet Club, and at that point, I was like, okay, I kind of know what's going to happen here. But Kevin Knight, he had an impressive debut, and Ren Narita is always looking good. Kenta Hikuleo, I think, was the one I could really take away from this because I never realized how freaking big this guy was. Mm-hmm. And you have him paired up next to Kenta, who is a shorter guy. So it really showed his size, and I really, who's going to be the actual when everything's back to normal? Who's going to be the giant of the Bullet Club? Will it be Bad Luck Fale, or will him and Hikuleo kind of have a little bit of words exchange? Like, I'm the big guy. No, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're both guys are in the same height range, but I mean,
they were saying Hikuleo was they kept calling him the biggest member of Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Noah, anything to add of this matchup? Your thoughts?
Again, like you said, the showcase match. I understand where you're coming from. It's like, when a young lion is tagging with a veteran against two veterans in New Japan openers. You think about, Kojima, who wiped the floor with the young lion every opener during the hybrid tour. But the thing that was interesting here is, again, you had a new face, Kevin Knight, who thoroughly impressed me with the way he tried to, basically go one-on-one with Hikuleo, though he got chopped twice for his efforts. And again, the nod to Katsuyori Shibata with that beautiful drop kick, with Kenta with the insult to the Shibata's training. Again, that friendship broken with the tab out to the Boston crowd. That was a harsh message. It just makes me wonder if Katsuyori Shibata ever wishes to get in the ring again with Kenta. We know that may never happen, but I digress. Nice to see Ren Narita back, of course, from Excursion. He and Kenta had a nice, duking out, but of course, Hikuleo choke slammed him to hell, and that was the end of that. Bullet Club continues to look strong. Hikuleo, I feel like, during NJPW Strong has been the strongest showcase member, Chijo in second, with Bullet Club overall since this brand has existed. So, again, Bullet Club, only in the world. But, hey, kudos to the new young lion for an impressive opening performance.
Absolutely. So, based on Kenta's haircut and the hair color, so it looks like they did tape the Super J Cup right when the World Tag League / Best of Super June 27 starting to kick off, Yeah. So I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a lot of faces from everybody's involving in Super J Cup, on the upcoming, New Japan Strong,
Yeah.
Which it could be, a possibility, especially we're going to be seeing, hopefully more of Chris Bay, more of Leo Rush,
We can only hope. But I definitely want to see more of them.
Definitely. So, way to debut of a match despite the loss. But hey, the Young Lions did a really good job, and I cannot wait to see more of both these guys, especially with Kevin Knight. I know he's going to be the top star. Mark my word, as I recorded on December 13th, 2020, on a Sunday, Kevin Knight will win the Young Lions Cup tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. Mark it. Mark it. Sunday, December 13th, 2020. Even though 2020 is a crappy year. So, yes, I'm saying. Anyway, y'all, we're going to go to the main event match, which is the finals of the Super J Cup. You have is Super ACH versus El Fantasmo. Right when ACH was about to do his entrance, nope, ELP attacked the hell out of him right away. So we're not hearing his troll music of the meeting stuff. So, this match, holy shit, that was pretty brutal. Korey, your thoughts of this match?
I mean, it was a really good. I thought it was a really good match. There was also, I think some people could get really mad with this match because there was so much stuff happening in the beginning with the attack of ACH with the trophy, trying to put him through the table, things like that. So, I mean, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. But at the end of the day, it was weird because all night you saw ELP touching the trophy. And usually when somebody touches the trophy, that's it for them. They're not going to win it,
Mm-hmm.
But he proves everyone wrong. And he, I mean, it was good. Like I said, New Japan stretching things out throughout the year. The best of the Super Juniors 2 years in a row, Hiromu, and ELP now with this, 2 years in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing is they got to get that jacket on sale. I want to buy that golden jacket.
It's on, because right now it's on pre-order at Nerds Clothing.
All right. Well, I'm getting on that pre-order, right?
I guess. I got to check, when's it end and stuff like that. Yeah, that gold jacket.
Yeah.
Nice. But, yeah, that match was pretty brutal. Yeah, he actually destroyed the trophy. Not destroyed Bad Luck Fale Santa Provisional King of Pro Wrestling trophy for Yano, but not completely destroyed, So, yeah, it was a lot of heavy hitting action, and if there was a live crowd of it and that happened, people are going to go crazy for this,
Mm-hmm.
If we were all there live and we see this happening from top to bottom, especially the trophy, people are going to go crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Out of the building, and Liger probably would have jumped the barricade.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, that's a sign of huge disrespect for it altogether. So a lot of counters. You have ELP with the Hurricanrana and then the top rope Tope Suicida for a 2 count, and then he actually applied the Styles Clash for a 2 count, ACH with a knee strike with a 2 count, and then he went for a 450 splash ELP, but he countered with a freaking low blow while the ref is kind of like in distraction, and then he looked and then 2 counts. But yeah, a lot of everything going on until ELP with the super kick and then the CR2, and of course 2 years in a row, like I predicted, ELP won. And afterwards, the New Japan official gave ELP the trophy, but he tear it apart, smashed it, and then he was about to wear the jacket, but he threw it and spit on it out of disrespect. Like, holy crap. Even Hamaru had to say it. Like, congratulations, ELP, but poor trophy sound, poor jacket sound.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, kind of like an revenge for it too. And so, cool. Noah, your thoughts of this?
It was a battle of heart and sheer will on Super ACH. He was blasted before the match even began, as ELP thought he was just going to win via no contest. But ACH, kudos to the young man. He gave it absolutely everything, while ELP threw everything at him, every dirty trick, every classic Bullet Club leader's moves, including, like you said, a Styles Clash and a V-trigger and so much more galore, including the low blow punch that he kicked out of. The first time, I'd add, since LP's been using that move, that someone literally kicked out of. He didn't get the win off that. But again, he pulled off his finisher for the first time in this tournament since his return, and he got the win. But I got nothing but incredible respect to ACH here, who really left nothing to chance. But at the end of the day, ELP got it done with the ultimate form of disrespect, destroying the trophy, nearly attacking the official with this jacket not fitting him at first. It was full of like fluff and stuffing and all that. And he called out Hiromu. So are we going to get an all Bullet Club match for that title? Is Hiromu going to take Ishimori's place? Or is Hiromu literally going to get the ultimate revenge on behalf of Liger and every junior heavyweight that's been disrespected by ELP's leading of this tournament? We'll have to wait and see. Incredible match, great tournament. I feel bad for ACH, but it is what it is. ELP won. There's good stuff, and like Korey alluded to, necessarily you don't necessarily need a clean win every time, but if I was going to ask if I want a clean win out of either the World Tag League or the Super J Cup, I feel like the clean win would have really mattered more here, but then again, with ELP, you don't put ELP and clean in the same sentence. So it all made sense with how he won. And again, it's a dark note to what this tournament has stood for the last 20-plus years that Liger started. So, again, we'll see if this changes come next year. But kudos to everybody that participated, and congrats to ELP. Whether you like him or not, despicable human being, but incredible athlete.
Well said. Yeah. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup in the making. Possibly that's going to be a match that's going to lead up to Wrestle Kingdom for night 1, ELP versus Hiromu Takahashi. If he won, he should be in Japan by sometime this week because he had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. So he's going to have to miss his Christmas he's doing his live stream like on December 13th at 7 p.m. just for the charity event in British Columbia, you know. But then hopefully after that, he better be in Japan right away to be in quarantine because of the country guideline for it too, since Wrestle Kingdom is going to be on the first week of January, you know.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I'm really looking forward to this face-up, you know, especially for
more of this on the road to Tokyo, though. Something has to give.
Exactly. Something's going to be happening for it, but hey, I'm for it. I'm happy about that. All right, you guys. Well, that being said, that is it for the Super J Cup. Now, before we closed off and all that, grades and thumbs up, thumbs down. So I'm going to say, Noah, your grade and thumbs up, thumbs down.
The Super J Cup is always one of my favorite traditions New Japan has done, and all the competitors really impressed me. I don't look at necessarily the way you win. I look at necessarily what you brought that showcases why you are one of the best in the junior heavyweight division. As ELP led by example. You don't have to like the tomfoolery, the chicanery, but you got to respect the athleticism. Nobody here left themselves on the back burner or put in less than 100%, except for some people might say TJP. There was great stories coming out of this. There's great potential matches I hope to see again, and great competition I hope to see going forward in NJPW Strong. And you had some nice buffers, and you had a look at a brand new young lion. It left me wanting more from both NJPW and Strong, and overall, I really enjoyed the quality of matches. So respectfully, I'm going to give it basically the same thing as the other thing. 1.5, B+.
Alrighty. Well, the matchup was pretty interesting. The only thing was kind of like a little bit of downer. It was like there's no audience, but hey, health and safety, especially they film it in California, where
Right.
it's like there's no live audiences. But if it's a live audience there, it's gonna be a huge pop, especially a lot of like commotions going on too.
Yeah.
Overall, the tag team match was pretty awesome, especially like more storytelling, with this whole Danny and Limelight Rock and Romero situation, and then you have this like a debut of the returning Ren Arena and the debut of Kevin Knight. And also, like, the matches around was pretty good, but, like, I would say the match of the night out of all this would have to be ACH versus Chris Bay. And I would say Blake Christian versus ELP, especially with Blake Christian being the MVP of the tournament itself, too. Regarding for that, I'm going to give it, again, a B+ for it. It was a really well put together, the matchup, especially what's going to lead to it, and plus with ELP being a troll, of course, with that that copyright music. He actually rocks the quarantine hair and the beard. He actually looks good, definitely, for me. And yeah, so B+, 1.5 thumbs up. Korey, your grades and stuff.
I mean, with the grades, I'd have to give it about the same. But I will say this with Phantasmo, he looks like a dirty club kid. That's all I have to say. Like, I think his hair looks a little greasier than usual, but he looks like he's down to party for like 3 days straight and not stop. So overall, it was a great one. That's the thing. You said something about storytelling. And with this show, you had storylines from start to finish in one tournament, one night. Whereas the best of the Super Juniors of the World Tag League, those storylines were told over a few weeks. So to compare the two shows, it's kind of hard. But all in all, both good, really fun shows.
Alrighty. And on that note, you guys, that is it for episode 20 of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Double Weekend event, y'all.
Woo!
So if you're watching it on the Bulletcast YouTube channel, comment down below what are your favorite matches, favorite shows, every moment taken away from it. And also, you guys, like, hey, definitely, we wanted to I would love to interact with you guys. So definitely. So before I give the plugs and everything like that, let's go ahead and have Korey Smith doing his plug first. So where can people find you, Korey?
Check out me and my podcast, because each week me and my co-host, we go back to Sunday Night Heat from 22 years ago that day. Yes, Sunday Night Heat. You did not hear me wrong. And we also get caught up with retro WWE pay-per-views. So check us out at City Wrestling Radio on Facebook and Instagram, at CWR415 on Twitter.
Alrighty. And Noah, where can people find you?
Pleasure as always. This is great, Korey. Look forward to this again. If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and Foster1916, Twitter and Foster1916, YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/Foster10. Again, there'll be upcoming content regarding AEW with my series I do called AEW Spark, as well as further content on NJPW. And we will be doing, of course, very soon, predictions and overall recaps, analysis of Wrestle Kingdom. And I can't wait for that. So stay tuned, folks. And as always, support Cindy, support NotiQ, and support Prime Wrestling, because that's the end of the day why we're here.
Alrighty, and you guys can find me on my personal Twitter and Instagram and on my hiatus YouTube channel at simply_C_OK. That's SIMPLY_C_OK. And also do not forget, make sure to follow the Bulletcast on all social media platforms, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at the Bulletcast, and subscribe to this channel as well. And also make sure to follow us in all of the podcasting platform, Anchor FM, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, and so on and so forth. With that being said, Korey, Noah, thank you so much for joining the Into the Stratusphere. And to close it off, just please remember to wash your hands 20 to 30 seconds. Practice social distancing. Please wear your face mask or any face covering at all times. No excuses, because, some states, like here in California, we're on a lockdown. And as always, you guys, please remember to please be kind to one another. We're all in it together, especially for this holiday season. On that note, I'll see you on the next episode of Into the Stratusphere. Cheers, y'all.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.